Hi, I'm Ben Kurtzman for About.com Food, and today we're talking tofu. Everyone knows the health benefits of eating tofu, but when it comes to cooking it, another question comes up. What exactly do I do with this white big brick of compressed soybean curd? Well, there's a lot of things that you can do with tofu. You can bake it, you can saute it, you can put it in any number of dishes as a substitute for meat, but before it comes time to cooking it, you have to drain it. Most tofu that you buy at the store comes packaged in water. It's not enough to simply drain this water and start cooking. You also have to remove any water that the block of tofu may have absorbed. Tofu is like a sponge in the sense that it absorbs a lot of water. However, unlike a sponge, you can't simply wring it out. So to remove the absorbed water from the tofu, put the tofu on a layer of paper towels on a plate. We're going to apply pressure to the top of the tofu using a cutting board and a couple of cans of tomatoes. Now you can use whatever you have handy, but the important thing is to maintain the pressure on top of the tofu. Let the tofu stand like this for about 15 minutes, and then it should be properly drained and ready for cooking. There are three general things that you can do with the tofu at this point. You could freeze it, you could saute it, or you could bake it. So now let's freeze a little bit of this. Freezing tofu changes its consistency. After it thaws, it almost comes out like ground beef. So it becomes very good for things like soups, chilies, and sauces. To bake tofu, cut it into pieces about ½ inch thick and put them on a single layer on a baking pan. As I mentioned before, one of the great things about tofu is that it's really absorbent. So you can use any number of different sauces: soy sauce, barbecue sauce, even salad dressing, and the tofu will absorb it and become very flavorful. After you've cooked the tofu for an hour at 400 degrees, it should be ready to eat. And you can eat it hot as a side dish, or you can include it in salads or sandwiches. If you want to saute tofu, simply cut it into cubes and add it to hot oil in a skillet on the range. Then, saute it for a few minutes until it turns golden. When you saute tofu like this, it comes out delicious. You can either add it to a stir fry or eat it alone with your choice of a dipping sauce. Now that you know some of the basics of cooking with tofu, you should feel free to experiment a little bit. I'm sure you'll find that it's delicious in any number of dishes and it complements any number of flavors. Thanks for watching, and to learn more, visit us on the web at food.about.com.